another day, another shower, another skincare routine, another video. I wanted to talk about how to manifest like a newborn baby. The reason I want to talk about this is because this manifestation thing is super simple. And also I'd like to talk about people want to know if it's easy or hard, if it's easy or hard to get up at 5 o'clock and go to the gym, if it's easy or hard to manifest the love of your life. I wanted to debunk truly the misconception about this question. So you no longer need to ask this question because you have this conviction. This is what I'm gonna do. This is the decision I made. This is what is going to happen. Okay, so newborn baby. The baby doesn't care if the mom or the dad or the caretaker was sleepless through the whole night. They wanted their formula. They wanted their meal. They wanted their toy. They wanted their comfort. They wanted whatever they wanted. They command, this is what I'm gonna get. And 99.99999% of the time, I'm not talking about the parents or the caretakers are neglecting their newborn babies. Almost always, most likely, most definitely, the baby is going to get what they wanted, what they desired, what they needed, what they perceive they needed. Just because they made the decision, they commanded life. I don't care if whomever, my dad, my mom, or my grandmother, or the nurse next door, I am going to get what I wanted. Now, why can we not, or why do we not perceive ourselves as a newborn baby? Every single moment is fresh. I'm going to give you a couple examples on the top of my head about how I manifested my favorite seat in a cafe and how I manifested to have the whole table of plates, dirty plates, removed from my favorite seat. Just because I was manifesting like a newborn baby. It is so hilarious when I actually say this, but it's actually the truth, the highest truth. So I was sitting in a cafe, my go-to cafe at the moment, to have my flat white, right? So on a slow morning like this morning, my day started before 5 and I just really needed something to sip on while listening to a podcast. So I went to the cafe. Almost like a treat, right? To have some alone time, just to wind down after the workout, and so I was there. And my favorite seat was taken. I didn't realize that until I sat at the table where it was not my favorite seat. So I realized, oh, that seat was taken by 3 people, and I didn't pay attention to them. I didn't look at them. They were literally next table. So I was just really enjoying sipping and listening to the podcast. Also some Janae Eiko, just bits and pieces here and there. I needed some Janae. So I was there, right? And by the time I realized the seat was already empty, So I quickly moved there, and the about 1% of the table was vacant. So I put my phone and my water bottle and my coffee there. So, when you're, I don't want to say arrogant person, but when you just expect wherever you go, the space needs to be squeaky clean, or you always need it to be served instantly, okay, I found I found the word entitled person. And that is the neediness, the need to attach to the outcome. Is you're expecting, you're literally, you feel like you cannot have any other outcome other than this outcome is to have a squeaky clean, spotless space, right? So I used to have this tendency, not as an entitled person, but just feel that there was a rather high expectation for people to behave and perform a certain way around me. So, nevertheless, I don't have it right now. I didn't have it while I was at the cafe, at least. So, the detaching from the outcome was, oh, I realized I don't need this table to be cleared out. I truly don't need this table to be cleared out for me to feel I was respected. I was regarded as a valuable customer, although I am a regular customer. But yeah, I don't need, I subtly was asking myself in my mind, would you be okay with this table not being cleaned at all, not being even touched within this 90 minutes you're here or close to 2 hours you're here? And my answer was, I would be completely fine. See, this is the self-concept. Truly, the self-concept around demanding life, demanding the servers in the cafe to give me a certain outcome for me to feel a certain way. So the newborn baby manifesting, I felt incredibly fresh. I felt, why not? Of course, they would like to clear this space out for me. Why would they actually do that? They're busy. Or I'd like to reinforce this assuming the best outcome, assuming whatever you actually wanted, your wish fulfilled state, while not expecting, completely detaching from the outcome. It sounds truly contradictory, doesn't it? However, this is actually how it works. How it actually works. Always assume the best. I assumed I was regarded as a valuable customer, not just because I was regular, because my self-concept is I deserve, unconditionally deserve, wherever I go, the public bathroom, the expensive fancy restaurant, a local cafe, people would like to offer me the best dining experience. This is the self-concept. While not needing people work there, not needing people spend time at the cafe to be quiet, to consider me being there with my headphones on, watching podcasts, to be quiet, to be no, none of those. They can be as loud as they want, and they can be as busy as they want, and they can be not coming into my space, this table, to clear any plate. And by the time I noticed, there was this lady. She was rather new to the cafe. She came and she was taking all the plates. She was even back to wipe the table for me, and also cleared out the cup I was using. So the full course, she literally helped me. Like I literally left the seat almost 2 hours later, and it was spotless. So I wasn't expecting people to leave anytime soon. I was completely okay. Not my favorite seat, but I was completely fine. I wasn't paying attention to when are they going to leave? When are they coming to clear this table out? Now, you might say, Rena, those things are not as high stake. My specific person, the relationship I want, the marriage and the engagement and the baby I'd like to have with this person, it's rather high stake. Okay, it really depends on each person. It could be this much circumstance, this little circumstance, right? The skin of garlic, or the seed of watermelon, or a sesame. It doesn't matter. When you feel the resistance, every little thing could be at highest stake. So imagine the neediness for people to come to clear this table out for me, or the neediness, the desperation for people to leave the table. Please leave. Please be quiet. Stop giggling really loudly and having this work thing catch up in the morning in a cafe that is busy. But the rest of us can hear all of you guys are loudly laughing. No, there was no need for people to jump hoops. There was no need to control any circumstance. So every single circumstance or perceived difficult circumstances, people, they all ended up fading in the background. I was literally in the world that I was indulging my coffee and truly listening to the podcast with a grateful heart. Everything in life is like this. We can either truly perceive, like, what do you tell a newborn baby? Is it really important to have whatever they wanted? Is it really important? It doesn't really matter. They just need it, they want it, and they have it. And you wouldn't ask this question to a newborn baby either. Is it easy for you to have what you wanted? Is it hard for you to have what you wanted? Right? Because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all, to be honest. Either way, I'm gonna get what I wanted. Assuming the best. But just because my self-concept is already there, but this self-concept is not from an egoic base. It's not from entitled person or arrogant person. Rather, it comes from your essence. It always It always comes from your essence, comes from the infinite part of you. So that you're not negotiating a deal or begging the universe, life, nature to give you something, to do you a favor. That's physical people or physical beings or 3D people, or this majority of the population. They're at this consciousness. This is a level of consciousness where majority of the population hang out at. Please, it's begging, it's not praying. Praying is, I am this essence. I'm not praying from Rina point. Negotiating, this is what I deserve. This specific person is what I deserve. See, I have this much in my bank account. I have this body shape. I have this youthful face. I have this identity. I have this XYZ. These are all conditional circumstances you perceive as an advantage. So for you to have what you wanted, for you to be with whomever you wanted to be with, once you don't have this amount of money in the bank account, or you are not as youthful, or you don't have the body shape that you perceive would get or would make your specific person desire you. So the confidence actually comes from conditions, right? So I call it conditional confidence. You can also call it this human perception of confidence, whereas the confidence I am about is unconditional confidence, is, for better or worse term, godly confidence, is because you are in your essence. You are in this one consciousness, you are in zero field, you are in this newborn baby consciousness. I always get what I wanted, when I needed, when I wanted. Whomever is going to deliver, I'm not attached to whomever, I'm not attached to whatever. I need it to be fed, I need it to be bathed, I need it to be going into the park, having some sunlight. I need it to be having good naps. I need it to be held. I need it to be comforted. The newborn baby has it all. And it's out of question. Is it easy to manifest a specific person? Is it hard to manifest a specific person? Is it easy to go to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning? It doesn't matter. I'm going. I remember there was this, about 7 years ago, I truly remember this day. I was with my sports bra on a summer morning. It was probably close to 35 degrees. And I was like walking on the bridge while it was thundering, literally. The day just didn't feel like the day. It felt like more like a late afternoon or night because of the thunderstorm. And I was there, and because I was walking to the gym. So it doesn't matter if it's easy or hard. People, majority of the population also hang out at the consciousness. Is it easy? Is it hard? Is it easy? Is it hard? Why does it matter? If this is what you decided, if this is the promise you made to yourself, nothing on earth and outside of earth is going to stop you to do whatever you promised yourself to do. It doesn't matter. The weather doesn't matter. It's too dark out there. It's too cold out there. It's too hot out there. I don't have my favorite water bottle with me. I don't have the gym open. I need to travel extra half an hour to another gym. It does not matter. You're there. You're there. 5 o'clock, you're out. you're there at 7:30. I finished my workout. It doesn't matter because it doesn't. My local gym was shut for quite a few weeks. It didn't matter. I was still traveling, walking almost 40 minutes one way. So I gotta cut my my cardio on those days. But it didn't matter. That's my point. It didn't matter. You stick with your decision. You stick with your assumption. Now, I'd like to also point out for people that have debts, right? You can have debts up to your ears, as Neville talked about in his lectures. Multiple stories, right? You could have your debts, it could all be cleared out in after one night, within one night. Keep this assumption. Don't keep this assumption conditionally. Keep this assumption unconditionally, regardless what the current physical reality, however you perceive. Oh, but they are still chasing after the money, or they're still, your specific person case, they still show up in a way, or there's still no contact. It does not matter. Now, I'd like to also point out one thing. Although it's past 20 minutes, I'd like to point it out one more time. I talked about this 4 years ago. Words don't teach. Experiences do. Experiences do, however, as the stubborn, certain consciousness human being, sometimes it takes multiple experiences for you to truly learn. Sometimes it takes 5 guys, 5 ladies for you to understand. Those are the peoples that you actually don't need in your life. Those are the friends. Those are the circumstances. Those are the perceived benefits you're better off without. So truly have the shortcut is to learn, to keep learning, to keep holding yourself as the highest. Just reach for the stars and beyond. Your highest self-concept. And then you look back. You can also use Neville's I remember when, right? I remember when technique. You now hold yourself as this self-concept truly high, right? You get to have whatever you wanted without a doubt. You just live. You don't think from this place, you live. You're literally this person, right? Example, I was in the cafe. I literally was living as a person. I was unbothered, truly enjoying without looking at who's coming to clear my table, who's giving me the seat. No, I was there like I was sitting at my favorite seat, but I was not imagining, I was not pretending. I was just content with whatever life was offering, right? I was content with the experience, the table. I could make it the best experience for myself. And I was doing that. So that doesn't matter. That just circumstance don't matter, because I wasn't holding circumstance to perform in any shape, way, or form for me to feel I was in this highest self-concept, right? So close your eyes imagining, I remember when I felt desperate. I felt desperate for my specific person's text message, for them to show up in my world in a certain way. I remember that girl, I remember that guy. I remember that version of myself. And I'm so glad that I'm no longer that person. That memory is rather a truly distant memory. Sometimes I even forget I was that version of myself. I hold compassion for all those versions of myself, and for all those versions of my specific person showed up in front of those versions of myself. I'm truly glad I made the choice to live in this highest self-concept today, right now. I truly intend this video offered you comfort, clarity, and to feel it doesn't matter it's easy or hard. You always have the choice to make a decision today that you're in your power. You're literally the open power that makes everything work or perceived not work.